Hey there, everyone, and welcome to another episode of the 704 High School Highlight Podcast. My name is Jeff Taylor. I'm the sports director at Bahakel Sports. Thanks for taking some time to check out our podcast today. And today I have a very special guest, a young lady by the name of Kristyn Embler, who is a rising junior at Hickory Ridge High School. Yep. She is a star in the classroom as well as the Diamond. So first of all, thanks for your time. I know it's a little early. I know it's been crazy. You've been doing a lot of traveling lately.
Yes.
So let's talk first of all, softball. Kind of take me through your journey a little bit. When did you get into it, and when did you really kind of think, okay, I can really excel in this?
Okay, so I started off doing gymnastics and softball my whole life until about last year, around this time, maybe a little longer, I stopped doing competitive gymnastics to pursue softball full time. But I started off just doing it because my sister did it and I thought it was cool, and my dad played baseball in college. And then I started to get into travel ball after rec ball, and my dad was my coach. He was my coach for like 3 or 4 years with his team. And then my dad unfortunately had a stroke last year, and so I decided it was time to move on from his team, and I really wanted to play in college at this point. So I found a team that I was able to travel across the country with and hopefully get me recruited.
So when you talk about travel, so you played for Hickory Ridge, though, correct?
Yes.
Okay, cool. We'll talk about that in a second. So, and we just talked before we got going on the podcast. It's been a crazy summer. Is that travel team, I guess my question is it ranked higher priority-wise than high school? Or, you know what I'm getting at? And is it something with the travel you do kind of all year long except when you're in high school, when you're doing the high school?
Yeah, so travel is where all the recruiting happens in softball.
Really?
Yeah, so I know in football, recruiting happens a lot through high school, but for softball, not many coaches come. We had a few coaches come to watch our games, but it's mainly in travel. Although I love school softball and we had a great run this year, the majority of the recruiting is through travel ball, actually.
Do you know why? I mean, it's just because maybe y'all are traveling where recruiters can come from different areas that might be a little closer. Instead of coming all the way to Charlotte or our area, they could go to Florida or Georgia or something like that?
Yeah, also the college softball season is in the spring as well.
Okay.
So it's hard for them
to
recruit.
go.
Yeah.
Right, got it, cool. So let's talk a little bit about Hickory Ridge. If I'm correct, you lost in the championship,
Yes.
Correct? But you played the best out of 3, right?
Yes.
Just talk about your season first. How special was it? And then we'll talk about the championship in a minute. But just how cool was it to have the season you had before the championship?
Yeah, this was an amazing season this year. With Coach Justin and Coach Kevin did an awesome job coaching this year, and we just had a really good team environment. I think that's the reason we were so successful, is because everybody was friends. There was no drama. We all wanted to support each other, and the coaches really they said at the beginning of the year that we were going to make it to a state championship, and that's what we did. Although we didn't believe them at the beginning of the season, but
you started to buy in as the season went
Yeah.
along. Got it. So you get to the state championship against Apex,
Yes.
Correct? And it was the best out of 3. And it went 3, correct?
Yes.
Just walk me through that. What was that experience like for you?
It was a really cool experience. The whole town of Harrisburg was behind us, and they got us charter buses. On the way, we drove through the elementary schools and the middle schools, and they all had signs, and parents were like lined up across the town. Like, it was such an amazing experience through like the support. And then we got to stay in a hotel Friday night. So Friday was our game 1 of the series, and we won 3-0. And then we stayed in a hotel. The next day, Saturday, I think game 1 we were winning by 3 going into the top of the last inning.
Right.
And actually, we were a away team.
Okay.
So they ended up walking off the second game.
Really?
Yes, and so Anna Du has been our main pitcher the whole season. She's done amazing. She's going to Elon next year. And I had only pitched like 30 innings the whole year. Like, pitching is not my main thing, but I'm going to do it for high school next year. So going to game 3, I had to pitch for the first time in probably a few weeks at least.
Right.
But going into the 7th inning, we were up 5-2, I think. We were up by 3 runs, and the infield just kind of fell apart.
Had a little rough stretch.
We made errors that we hadn't made the whole season,
Right.
so it's just
All growing experience.
Yeah.
All learning. So you just said something, and it made me think of something here. So you said next year as a junior, correct?
yes,
You'll pitch
yes,
for Hickory Ridge, but you said that's not your main.
no.
So when you're on travel ball, what do you play?
I play second base.
Okay, second base. But they want you to pitch
Yeah,
at Hickory Ridge, right?
Yes.
So how does that take away any of your skills? I mean, can you always, what I'm trying to get at? So you pitch all your, you pitch during the high school season, then you get back to second base for the travel.
Well, I did pitch. I mean, I did play second base for high school this year.
Got it.
Yes, but next year, with Anna leaving, I have to pitch.
There you go.
Yeah.
But it won't take away any of your skills from second base, you don't think, in terms of.
I'll still practice there.
Right.
Yeah.
Got it. Cool. Awesome. So how many people do you have? Did you lose a lot of seniors at Hickory Ridge, or do you have a lot of people?
We lost 6. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. So as a junior, I'm certain there'll be seniors on the team, correct?
Yes.
But do you still kind of look at yourself, even though a junior, as still a leader on the team?
I guess taking the pitching role, you kind of have to be the leader. Everybody looks at your emotions and the way you deal with things, and they take that. And so I feel like being a pitcher is a natural leader, but I know our rising seniors will do a really good job of being our leaders.
So get away from the sports for a second, talk about the academic side. I think top 5 in your class, if not number 4 maybe, I think.
Yeah.
Somewhere along in there. 4.4, somewhere along in there, GPA.
Yeah, it should be higher after this last semester, but I
haven't calculated yet. Yeah. Got it. Cool. Obviously, then academics are important to you. Mm-hmm. Can you just talk a little bit about, obviously, you're traveling during the summer, you're playing, school ball, you've got stuff going on. How do you stay focused on your academics?
I think a lot of the focusedness comes from gymnastics, honestly. I did it for 8 years, I think, and practices were 4 to 5 hours every single day, and then you had to deal with schoolwork too. So I think that really made me very proactive and productive, and I'm also a perfectionist, so of course I want to be the best academically and athletically. So yeah, I think it really stems from gymnastics, the work ethic. And I just have continued to try to be the best academically I can.
So, gymnastics a little bit. What did you do for gymnastics? Everything?
Yes.
Oh, really? Okay, kind of all over the place?
Yeah.
Was there a favorite kind of?
Yeah, I really liked bars and vault.
God bless you. I don't know how you do it, but hey, never been that route. Let's talk a little bit about family in terms of, obviously, with, we hear stories of parents and families involved with kids, taking you everywhere, doing everything, kind of being behind you 100%. Obviously, you don't get to where you are, even as a junior, with your grades and your success on the diamond without family.
Yeah.
What have they meant to you?
Yeah, my family is my biggest supporters. My sisters especially. They are 6 and 8 years older than me, so I think they have kind of been my second moms.
Right.
But they've just enjoyed every second watching me, and my mom and my dad taking me everywhere. My dad used to coach me, and now I think my whole family is just super involved and wants me to succeed in whatever I do.
Cool. So when we talk about softball, it seems to me there's just something cool about ladies softball. And I don't know if it's the energy or the enthusiasm. It's just, I watched the ladies college world series. I watched the men's college world series. And I almost enjoyed watching the ladies more, just because there's just this sense of, it's 100% all the time, and there's no kind of and does that feed down into the high school and even to the little league and stuff? There just seems, what is it about women's softball? Do you know what I'm getting at?
Yeah.
That high fives and just the passion and energy.
Yeah, I think it's just really fast paced, and so you kind of have to be 100% all the time. Also, when we're playing high school and we have a game the same day as baseball, we'll be screaming, doing all these cheers, and then you look over at baseball, and they're just maybe there's some claps, but I think the energy is just amazing in girls softball, and it's growing.
What about the support? We talked about family and stuff. Let's talk about your team a little bit more. Both of them. Let's talk about your high school team first. What made it so successful? Was there a message the coach gave you guys? Was it just staying focused? Just that good of a team? What kind of made y'all successful at Hickory Ridge?
I think the relationships between the girls and everybody was supportive of each other. And there could be a lot of drama with girls, but I don't think we had that this year. And the coaches we had a goal at the beginning of the season, and that's what we did.
And same thing then on traveling. Is there a different vibe with the travel team?
Yeah, I think so. My travel team is a very different environment. Well, school ball is about winning each game. Travel ball is about supporting your teammates and getting everybody recruited and committed.
Right.
So it's a very different atmosphere. I feel like it's more relaxed, and we play like multiple games a day, and so yeah, it's just a more relaxed environment. Not saying one's better than the other.
Right. Sure. No. Absolutely. Absolutely. So then you would. I guess. Let me ask you this: on your travel team, are there ladies on that team who don't play high school? They just strictly do travel, or do most of them play?
No, I think everybody plays both.
High school.
High school.
I guess you almost have to play the high school to get recruited, almost.
Yeah.
To a point. Got it.
And although we have some girls from Georgia that they play in the fall, but most of our girls are from North and South Carolina, so we're able to make our travel schedule around school softball.
Cool. So as you talk about being a rising junior, has the recruitment process already begun? Have you started talking to schools? Are you getting stuff in the mail? Have coaches started to talk to you?
Yeah, so as a junior, coaches can start talking and offering on September 1st.
Right.
So this summer is really big for rising juniors, getting recruited. I think the biggest thing is just I send emails to coaches about twice a week, sending them my schedule, telling them to come watch, sending highlights, going to camp, stuff like that. But hopefully September 1 will be a good day.
Is there a dream school?
I don't think I should. I don't think I should share.
Okay, cool. Go SEC. No, just kidding. No.
Yeah, both of my sisters graduated from Alabama.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool. So, I mean, in the realm of things, people get so wrapped up with Division I and stuff. But, I guess there's a positive track no matter where you go, whether it's Division I, 2, or 3.
Mm-hmm. I think it's a big accomplishment playing any college sport.
Right.
At any division.
I played football in Division III, and it wasn't Division I or 2, but I could always say, hey,
yeah, that's awesome.
I had a chance to play college football.
Yeah.
And that is cool. I get that. In terms of, I got to tell this story real quick. Back, I don't know how long ago it was, but this was when I had a chance to play against the ladies' Olympic softball team. And I forgot who the pitcher was for the life of me, and I'll remember it maybe before the podcast is over with. If not, I apologize. But I just remember that I got to tell this story it was in Hampton Roads, Virginia, around Virginia Beach or whatever. And it was the media against the ladies' softball team.
Really?
Yeah. And so I got up there for my first time at bat, and I'm like, okay, how fast can this ball really come at me? I know I can hit it. It's no problem. I looked at 3 pitches. They were all 3 strikes. I didn't even come close. In terms of, you can go to college, but then after that, because there's really not a pro team or anything like that, what does it look like though? I mean, is there any thoughts of, let's just get to college first, would there be any thoughts of, games, Olympic games, anything like that?
Well, there actually is a pro softball league now, but it's very slim and limited.
Right.
So.
Okay, I didn't know.
Yeah.
Okay, wow.
Yeah, I think I want to go to dental school or
some
sort of grad school after college. So that's the goal.
So just enjoy that and go that route. That's cool. So school-wise, you mentioned them a little bit. What is the support of the school like in terms of the fans? Do the students get out to the games? How cool is that, or is it, or do they? You know what I'm getting at? I mean, people think high school football, high school basketball.
Yeah.
Turn out okay, or?
We
Could be
definitely
better.
we definitely had some support in postseason, but
Right.
baseball definitely got more hype this year.
Right.
So hopefully next year, from our success from this past year, we'll have more student fans there.
Do you think it's just because I know there's a lot of energy and there's a lot of passion and excitement about it? Do you think it's just the realm too of a softball game can take maybe 3 hours, where football can kind of or basketball you're done, and softball and baseball can kind of, because I had a couple of baseball people on a couple weeks ago and they were like, yeah, baseball game can last 3.5 hours.
Yeah, I think softball is very fast paced, so it's usually around an hour and a half, maybe 2 hours for a game.
In terms of, we'll go both routes with this. In terms of Hickory Ridge, is there a rival, some team that you just literally go up against every year and go, okay, we have to beat them?
I guess our school's rival will probably be Cox Mill.
Okay.
Softball wise, maybe Lake Norman.
Okay.
Yeah, but I don't think we really have a specific school in our conference or near us that we're like, we have to beat
out.
Yeah.
When we talk about your travel team.
I mean, any team.
Well, I know, yeah. Well, and as successful as y'all were this past year,
Yeah.
now everybody's got you on your radar for this year, this upcoming year. So your travel team a little bit. Is there can you get into rivalries with that or not really? Because are you all over just playing different teams all the time? Like, I mean, there's no, what I'm getting at, I guess, is there really a rivalry you could get at?
I guess organizational, because my organization's pretty big. We have multiple teams for each age division. So I guess different organizations.
Now, what organization are you a part of then?
Team North Carolina, TMNC.
Okay, cool. And the coach is?
Brad Huss.
Good coach?
Yes.
What does he meant to you? How long has he been your coach?
So I joined this team right before the fall of last year, so less than a year.
Okay.
I've been with him, yeah.
And his coaching method, does he have certain messages or just
Yeah,
good guy?
He's been a really awesome coach and really helpful recruiting and just overall a great guy.
So most high schoolers during the summer go to breathe, relax, go to the pool, chill, maybe do work or something like that. How crazy is your summer? We talked a little bit about it, but I want the folks out there to kind of hear about it a little bit and just kind of walk us through what you've done so far and what you got planned for the rest of the summer.
So starting off the summer, I haven't been home for like a month, but starting off the summer, before school ended for a few days, I kind of left early from school a little bit, and me, my mom, and my sister went to Disney for a few days before my tournament in Florida, and that's like when all the craziness started. And then I came back home for a little bit. Then we went straight to, where is it? I think it was Georgia, maybe.
Okay.
And then I came home for one day, flight to Colorado.
Wow.
For over a week. And then now I feel like I'm missing a tournament.
You probably are, but
yeah. But then right after Colorado, we went from the airport to the beach. So I just got back from the beach, but now I go back to Georgia this week to play.
And there are a couple more.
Mm-hmm.
Is it ever too much?
Sometimes, but I really like being busy. So I like thrive when there's a schedule and I'm doing something at all times. So for me, it's what I like to do.
Right.
So I don't think so.
Let me ask you this, and you may or may not know a whole lot about it, or maybe you do. I talked to a couple of high school kids about it because it's kind of, I think, I'd just like to hear the kids' point of view. Transfer portal?
Yeah.
Familiar with that, right?
Yeah.
I don't like it.
Yeah.
And because to me, and I get it. I mean, I understand it, but what are your thoughts on it? I mean, to me, you have somebody like yourself who's doing so much success in the classroom and on the diamond, to be able to go to Division I school or something like that, but then all of a sudden they might go, instead of having 6 spots open, we only got 4.
Yeah.
Or we might only have 2. Your thoughts on that?
I think it's great for those that are already in college, and especially with the COVID year,
Right.
for
right.
graduates, but
Right.
it's very hurtful to high school athletes. So I'm not really sure because, like, if you had a student that had already taken a lot of college credits in high school and then went into college and was able to graduate early, then they could transfer. That's really beneficial for college athletes, but it does take away a lot of spots on the roster for high school students.
Cool. And last but not least, for maybe the young ladies who might watch this or parents who watch this or something like that, what would you say to that young little girl who's, just starting out? Maybe, what type of advice would you give her in terms of softball itself? Put you on the spot there a little bit.
Yeah, honestly, just have fun, because right now it can get really stressful with recruiting, and sometimes I put way too much pressure on myself. Well, I do all the time put way too much pressure on myself, school and with softball, and so just taking it lightheartedly and having fun not while you can, but I'm still having fun. But I put way too much pressure on myself, so just relax and have fun.
Yeah, and along those lines, I guess it's got to be fun when you do the travel. I mean, I know it's a lot.
Yeah.
But I guess to get to go to some of the places you get to go and meet some of the people you get to meet.
Mm-hmm.
Have you made friends with or gotten to know girls from other teams? Whether it's in Georgia or Colorado or wherever, do you keep up with them and maybe do you guys get a chance to talk because you're probably all going through the same thing?
Yeah, so honestly at camps you meet a lot of people from all different organizations, and then in camps a lot of time you're grouped with other people, so you meet them and then you'll travel to Colorado or Florida and then you'll see these people and be like, oh my gosh, I know them, I met them at camp. And then so you can make friends from anywhere. And even though I don't live close to anybody on my travel team, I've gotten really to be close friends with them. And like in Colorado, we had a lot of downtime, so we were able to go explore Colorado and hang out with my.
Where were you in Colorado?
We were near Denver. Well, in between Denver and Boulder.
Got it.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, I was just out there 3 weeks ago.
Really?
Colorado Springs. Up at the top of Pikes Peak, the mountain.
Yeah, we went to Garden of the Gods, and then we went to see the Air Force.
Oh, the Air Force Academy?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I lied. One more question for you. So you've done so much in such an early part of your life. When it comes to softball, is there one moment that stands out above all the rest? Is there one thing that you were like, wow? You know what I'm getting at? Has there been one moment, whether it's on the diamond or whatever, that is your favorite memory so far?
I think this year with high school softball making it to the state championship, even though we lost, it was still an amazing experience. And although I was really mad that day, looking back at it, not many people get to experience that. And our town made it a really amazing opportunity for us.
Go get the ring next year?
Yeah.
Go get the ring next year?
Yeah.
Kristyn, thanks for your time.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. Best of luck.
Thank you.
And thank you guys for taking some time to watch our podcast. Of course, subscribe, like, comment. Wherever you listen to or watch podcasts, we encourage you to follow us. And until next time, have a great week.